In this video, I'm going to be showing you how to create a facial detection system using the Vision framework. Here's what the app will look like. There will be a green box around every observed face. Alright, let's get started by creating a new iOS project and make sure that you select storyboard for interface. Now go into info.plist, and right here we need to add a privacy camera usage description. Type in privacy and select this camera usage description. Open up the view controller file, and at the top import AVFoundation. We will be using this library for the camera input. Let's set up some sections inside of our code. We'll have a lifecycle, variables, and also helper functions. Now let's create this capture session from the AVFoundation library. And here we're going to create an add camera input function to get the front camera from your device. We'll first need to get the device using AV capture device. Discovery session. Device types, we're going to be looking for built-in true depth camera, built-in dual camera, and built-in wide angle camera. Media type will be video, and position will be the front. Now, outside, we need to say devices and get the first device. If this does not exist, we're going to throw a fatal error. Now we're going to say let camera input equals try AV capture device input. Pass in that device, and then we're going to set capture session dot add input this camera input, and here we're going to call this add camera input function inside of our view did load. Now we need to create a preview layer to see the preview of the camera feed. This will be of type AV capture video preview layer, and the session will be the capture session. Now let's create a helper function to show the camera feed. Now call this function. And now we can do capture session dot start running. Also, we'll need to call this view did load subviews, and inside, if the subviews change, we need to have the preview layer also adapt to that, so we'll adjust the frame. If you run it on the simulator, you will see this fatal error. So you need to connect to your physical device. There we go, there's the front camera. Alright, let's close up some of these functions. Now we're going to create this view data output variable. This will be used for the data that we will be analyzing using the Vision framework. So we'll say AV capture video data output, and then here we're going to create a helper function called get camera frames. This is going to get each individual camera frame, and then we're going to be able to process it later on. Here we're going to pass in some settings. You might want to copy this from the GitHub so you don't have to type all this out. For this video data output, we're going to set the sample buffer delegate to be the view controller, and queue, we're going to put dispatch queue, and label, well, we're going to have some kind of label for this. You don't want to be doing this processing on the main thread, so that's why we're using the dispatch queue. Now we're going to add the outputs for the capture session. And now we're going to get a connection from the video data output for a video. And we want to make sure that is video oriented is true. Else just return. And now we can call connection.video orientation equals portrait. All right, let's fix this error by copying this and creating the extension at the bottom for the view controller. Also make a mark comment. Inside of this delegate extension, we're going to have a function for capture output. Select the one that has did output. And this is where we're going to be processing each of the frames. So for now, we're just going to print a message and see if everything's working properly. Now let's go to the top and call this get camera frames function before we start capturing. Okay, let's run this now and see in the console that we're getting the print message from our camera output function. All right, let's close some of these up, and now let's import Vision. Here we're going to create a function for detect face. This is going to detect the face on each image that we pass in from the capture output function. So first we need to make a face detection request. This is where we would detect the face, and then later we're going to draw a box around it. VN detect face landmarks request. And here you want to pass in, well, actually you'll have a completion handler. Here we're going to have a request and an error. We're going to say if we have this results, VN request dot results as VN face observation, and the results are not empty, then we have a face that was detected. We're going to print out the number of faces that were detected. And if that doesn't exist, we're just going to say no face was detected. Now we have to wrap this iflet inside of a dispatch queue.main.async to run this on the main thread. Copy this and paste it inside of here. Now outside of this face detection request, we're going to create an image request handler to perform that request for the image. This will be of type VN image request handler, and here we're going to pass in the image that we get from the function. Now we're going to try image request handler dot perform request for this face detection request. And now inside of here, we're going to get a frame from the camera. and then we're going to pass that in for detect face. And there we're going to see if a face was detected or not. Once we have that frame, we're going to pass it to the detect face function. All right, let's run this on the iPad and see how it looks. So there's my hand, no face was detected. And here's my face, detected one face. All right, so everything's working, that's good. Now we're going to show a green box around each face using an array of CA shape layers. At the top, define drawings of CA shape layers. And then here we're going to create a function for handle face detection results. We're going to pass in the observed faces and create a green box around each face. We will be calling this function inside of detect face right here if we have results. We'll also create another helper function to clear the drawings. So it's going to say drawings, and for each of them we're just going to clear them out. So here we're going to call clear drawings. And now we're going to create an array of face bounding boxes for each of the observed faces. This is going to be of type CA shape layer, observed faces, dot map. And here we're going to get each observed face. So observed face, and we also have to specify the type, which is going to be of v-end face observation, and this will return a CA shape layer back to our array. We're going to have the face bounding box on screen. We have to take this from the preview layer and make sure it's converted so the coordinates match up. And then we'll have the face bounding box path, which is going to be a CG path. The rect is going to be face bounding box on the screen and no transformation. Now we're going to have a face bounding box shape, which is going to be a CA shape. Inside of the shape, the path is going to be this path we defined. And then we can specify for the shape what the fill color will be. In this case, it's going to be clear on the inside, and on the border, it's going to have a green. Now for each of the face bounding boxes, we're going to put these boxes onto the view. So say face box and view.layer.add sublayer, and we'll add the face bounding box for the sublayer, and then also add it to our drawings array. Let's now go up to our detect face function and change these print statements to do something. So here we're just going to clear the drawing if we don't get anything, and if we have some kind of results, we're going to pass them to this handle face detection results with the observed faces. So here's my hand. Here's a picture of Mark Zuckerberg, and around them you see the green box. That's going to do it for this video. Be sure to like, comment, and subscribe, and connect with me on LinkedIn or join our Discord. All the links will be down in the description down below. Thank you for watching and have a nice day. Goodbye now.